the most wonderful time of the year, with the kids jingle belling and everyone telling you be of good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Well, welcome everyone. This is Janice Thompson. This is my Christmas show, and I'm so happy that you joined in today. We will be having an hour show. This is a SAC production, and it is my 14th Christmas show. My first one was done in 1999, and I have done 4 SAC productions this year, and I'm so happy to present an hour of secular and religious themed show today. I'm sure you will like it, and I am going to be doing some readings, and the first one is some trivia on the Christmas story. The holiday began its rise in popularity around 1820 with the book The Keeping of Christmas at Bracebridge Hall by Washington Irving. Popularity grew even more with Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol in 1834. And of course, the Christmas Carol is shown in our area every year, and it's showing right now, I believe, at Capitol Rep. The earliest Christmas traditions were more spiritually oriented than today's celebration of the holiday. But like I said, today we will be combining the traditional with the religious. And I want to introduce our first guest today, May.
Hi.
Friend of mine, May Oxbury, and Jean Bisnet.
Good.
Correct?
Right.
And you're here with the
Christian Women's
Club. Mm-hmm. And I'm so happy that you're here today.
Thanks for having
I need to know more about that organization. So
okay. We'll let Jean tell you about the organization.
Jean.
The organization is actually 75 years old, and it was started in California at that time by a woman named Mrs. Helen Baugh, and she would get groups of professional young women together at her house for dinner and would get to know them a bit and then present the gospel of Jesus Christ to them. And it's just grown and grown until we've been become international.
Now, where did it start? What
Well, it started in
city?
California, but our headquarters are in Kansas City, Missouri today, and it's been there for years and years.
Really?
Yeah, so we're reaching thousands and thousands of women actually each year with the good news of Jesus.
Well, isn't that lovely? Mm-hmm. Now, is it all faiths, all Christian faiths that are a part of it?
Everyone is welcome.
Mm-hmm.
There's no, it's non-denominational. We have several, we call them Christian Women's Clubs in this area, about 5 operational at this time in this Capital District area.
Really?
Uh-huh. We call it the Capital District's best kept secret.
Oh.
Because not enough women know about it.
Yeah.
But it's open to anyone who's interested in coming.
Well, now they're going to know more about it
They
because of this Channel 16 production
Thank you, Janice, for
today.
having us.
Yes. Now, what do you do around the holiday time?
Well, each club in this area has a special program. And ours is going to be held the second Wednesday, December 12th.
12.
Right. At the Gilded and Elks Club. There's one in
Okay.
Johnstown, a club in Johnstown, a club in Saratoga at Longfellow's Restaurant. And then there's an evening group every 3 months. Not this month, but every 3 months. So we have a speaker. We have what's called a special feature. Someone come in and explain their business or a hobby. Sometimes just a musical program with a professional musician. And then we have a great luncheon. And giveaways, hostess gifts, and it's just a lovely time.
Now, is the public invited to this, or do you have to make a reservation? How does that go?
We need to make a reservation because we have to have reservations how many people are coming, obviously. We have a invitation where we have the number on the person that you call to make your reservation. And what you do is just call this number and we will have your seat reserved for you. Like you said, no denomination. Mm-hmm. But again, if you want me to tell you about our luncheon this month coming up.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
We're going to be having
That's why you're here.
Okay. Okay, we're having a Christmas sing-along I don't know, some of you might know Carla Page and Diane Roberts. They're
Okay.
from the Guilderland area, I believe. So they'll be doing a sing-along in the beginning. And then we're having the lady from the Blackbird Bakery. She's the owner and operator, Michelle, and she's going to be telling us how she started her business, and she's bringing us some special treats.
Oh, wonderful.
So that'll be fun.
Now, where is her bakery, do you know?
I believe she's in the Schenectady, Rotterdam area someplace.
Mhm.
And then our guest speaker is Lila Hunter, and she's from Hornell, New York. Yeah,
Hornell.
Hornell. And she also has a beautiful voice, and she's going to be singing throughout her testimony and her story.
Wow,
So-
that's lovely. Now, what is the date of that again?
That is December 12th, Wednesday. And we
Wednesday.
start at 11:30 and we go till 1:30.
Do you want to give a phone number if someone would like
yes.
to call?
I don't. Okay,
Is
Nancy's
it
phone number.
yours?
No, it's not mine, but you can call. I don't have my glasses
Okay,
on.
we wouldn't be giving it out if it was ours. No, I'm only kidding.
Nancy's is there.
Yes, call Nancy at 869-0642. And the luncheon is $14. It includes everything. So, and sometimes you come and you get a little gift when you come for the first time. And we also have babysitting, which is a wonderful thing. For young mothers who want to get away just for a few minutes, babysitting, there's no charge, it's included. And this month we're having ham dinner.
Oh.
So we have
So-
a featured menu every month.
So for $14, you get entertainment, your dinner from salad to dessert, and babysitting if you need it.
And where is it again?
At the Guilderland Elks
Elks.
on 146.
Carmen Road.
Carmen
in
Road.
Guilderland.
Hmm
Very nice.
So
the
we
place
invite
with-
everybody to come.
It's the place with the big elk out front.
Yeah. Can't miss it.
Hmm
So everybody's welcome. So we'd love to see lots of ladies coming.
And you probably want to grow the group.
We do.
Yeah, was
Yes.
it, how is it? Was it larger at one time
In the 70s, we would have 300 people
Mhm.
and a waiting list. Now it's not that big anymore, but we're hoping that it will grow again.
We had 92 in December.
Yeah. We had a vendors fair in December. We had like 10 vendors come and sell their products, and we had a great time.
Last December?
Yeah.
Nope, last
No-
November. This is
November.
every
Oh,
month.
I thought you said
We
December.
have this
Oh.
every month. Hmm
Nice.
It's always the second Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody has any questions, they can call that number, and then they'll be referred maybe to one of us.
Sure.
So we'd love to see everybody.
Well,
there.
that's
And
great
you're welcome,
information.
Janice. We'd love to have you come
I'd
and sing.
like
I was
to
just
do
going
that.
to say that. She
Yeah.
could sing for
I'd
us.
be happy to. I'll sing anytime I get a chance.
Hey, well, we'd love to have you.
I'll even sing for my supper.
Well, this will get your lunch.
This will get you some lunch. You can sing for your lunch.
Either one, that's
Okay.
fine.
That's great.
Food
So-
is always a great draw,
It
isn't
is.
it?
It is.
And I know May because she volunteers for my StoreMate organization, and this is how we've met, and she's been a delight.
Oh, great. I find her delightful. She's a good friend.
Yes, she's wonderful. Well, I thank you both for being here, and I hope you'll stay
Thank
for
you.
refreshments.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing the cheer to young and old, meek and the bold, ding dong, ding dong.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when he has gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Well, I have to my left a wonderful lady, Elizabeth Chamberlain. She is Director of Development of the City Mission. And I know this was short notice and you rose to the occasion, and I thank you and bless you for it.
Oh, it's an honor to be here.
So I know you're doing a whole lot of things at the City Mission, and a lot going on in December.
Yes.
And
so
I know
much.
you want to get the information out because the city mission is an integral part of Schenectady, isn't it?
Yes. Well, the holidays are such an exciting time at the mission. It's very mixed feelings. On the one hand, it's tragic that many people are alone and having to be at a mission or a homeless shelter during the holidays. There's a lot of mixed emotions. For many people, it's a very painful time. But for us at the mission, the opportunity to make the holidays special is so rewarding. And the opportunity to engage the community in helping to make the holidays special for those that are less fortunate, those that are really hurting, and those that are alone is just a wonderful opportunity. We have women that are staying in our women and children's shelter, ladies that are there with their children. We have men that are in our men's shelter. We have people that come from the community, people that are working really hard to get by. Some of them are struggling to make ends meet. Some of them are looking for work. And we have people that come for meals, and then people that come and sign up for our Christmas toy store. And that's where we help families that are in need in the community with just trying to make Christmas a little bit more special. Parents can sign up for registration, and they get a personal appointment time where they can come back and shop. We have many, many generous friends and businesses in the community that donate new toys. And then we turn our dining center into a lovely toy store. And everything is donated. We have many volunteers that help out. And then we help the parents shop. And they each can pick out a couple of items for their children. And then we have a gift wrapping station. Volunteers wrap gifts for the families. And then we send them on their way, now a little bit more prepared for Christmas time. We try to do it in a way that helps take the sting out of not being able to provide Christmas for their kids themselves. So try to do it with a little bit more dignity and excitement and just bringing some Christmas spirit. We have lots of refreshments and music and all kinds of things, trying to make it an exciting time for them. There are a lot of ways that the community is involved and can be involved. We have a lovely catalog here that I had told you about yesterday.
Yes, I see you brought it.
Yes,
Good.
it's called our Gifts of Hope catalog. We have a paper version. We also have an online version. Over the last few years, we've had more and more families contacting us and saying, Christmas is just, there's too much stuff. My kids just think that they deserve everything. And I want them to know that that's not what Christmas is about. So families in our community, suburban families, people want their kids to know that there's more to Christmas than just the latest electronics and sports equipment and all that stuff. So we came up with this idea of a catalog where families
This is for me,
can,
maybe.
whatever you like, families can look through this catalog together. And what it contains is different services that we provide. You'll see the very first gift is a night of shelter. And then there's nutritious meals, winter survival kits, hygiene kits, counseling, parenting classes, books and materials for classes, school supplies, gifts for children, all kinds of things like that. And there's a dollar value attached to each one of them. And those dollar values are costs that are associated from our budget, what it costs us to provide these services. So what families or groups or individuals can do is they can make a donation. They can purchase one of these gifts, and they can do it in honor of a loved one, in memory of someone who's passed away that's not with them at Christmas time, or they can just do it because they want to do something different at Christmas time. And we've seen so many people say, this is just what I was looking for to make a difference, to make Christmas mean something a little bit more. And they love that their gifts can make a difference right here in our community, because everything that's donated to the mission stays right here in our community, and it makes a difference. City Mission is privately funded. We don't receive any government funds, and we are completely local. We're not part of a national...
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. There's a lot of wonderful ways to make a difference here in our community.
Is this a new publication?
We
'Cause I
update it
haven't
every year.
seen that.
This is the second year that we've done a catalog, and we just updated it with this year's costs and this year's gift options.
Very nice.
So, and it's also available online at citymissiongiftsofhope.com.
Now, do you need more volunteers for the month of December?
There are always ways that people can donate their time.
Mhm.
There are a lot of different opportunities. Pretty much if you contact us with your availability, we'll try to find a way that you can connect. Our volunteer opportunities for Christmas Day are filled up. That one gets filled up pretty quickly.
Mhm. How was
But there-
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was wonderful. We served 629 meals.
Wow.
And we had all the volunteers we needed. It was just such a special day. It's amazing how the community steps up and serves on these holidays. We're never short of volunteers on those special days.
Do you find that the numbers are increasing every year?
They really are,
Mhm.
yes. We see more and more people coming. We serve a community meal in the evenings. We serve 4 meals every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to our residents, those that are staying in our shelters, and another dinner to the community. It ends up being over 500 individual meals every day
Wow.
at 4 different meal times. And that's increased. Just a couple of years ago, it was maybe 375 to 400 meals a day. So the numbers are definitely increasing. The economy's taking a toll.
Sure.
But, there are so many people that are faithfully stepping up to volunteer, and people are still being faithful to give and support the mission. So we are just so grateful to the generosity of this community and trusting that we are also seeing, as much as the needs are arising, we're also seeing people that are joining our recovery program, and we're seeing people whose lives are completely changed. At the mission right now, we have 30 people on staff that are former clients. And when they are there and they're greeting people who are coming down the driveway saying, "I need help," they can look someone in the eye and say, "Your life can change. Your life can
Because
be different."
they've been there.
They've been there. And that gives the new person coming in a whole complete different sense of hope that
Certainly.
they may have never had. So it's really exciting. Yes, the numbers are increasing, but we are seeing lives change at an amazingly exciting rate.
Well, it's all in the leadership.
We do have
There.
wonderful leadership and wonderful staff and amazing volunteers.
How long have you been with the City Mission? Have you been in this capacity for quite a while?
I've been the Director of Development for about 5 years, and I've been on staff for 11.
I know you've been around for a long time.
It's just an amazing place to be. It's exciting to see the way that the community gets involved, and it's just so rewarding. There are many, many challenges. It's not a perfect place by any means, but none of us are.
And life isn't.
And life is not perfect,
Exactly.
no. But it's exciting to come to work to a place where I know that together we can make a big difference.
Well, you seem to really have a passion for it, Liz.
I do.
And
for sure.
I'm so happy that you were able to come today and last minute notice, and you
That's
were
not
more
a
than obliging. So
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
yes, is there anything you'd like to say before we close?
Well, I always love to take the opportunity to say thank you to everyone in the community that participates and that supports the mission. It's such a blessing. And there are always ways to contribute whatever you want to do. If it's on your heart to volunteer, if it's on your heart to connect with people, there are ways to do that. And if you think that there's something that you can do to help, please contact us. And we are always willing. Our website is citymission.com. There's lots of information there, lots of ways to get involved. And if there's something that you think, if there are people that you know of that need help, also please let us know. But thank you so much for the opportunity to be here today.
Oh, you're welcome.
But also for just this community. It's very humbling.
I have something I wanted to give you because it's a tradition that I take part in every year, but I don't have it here. It's in the other room. So if we break, I'll go get it and I'll come right back. I wanted to present this to you to bring to the residents. I guess these will fit either a male or female.
Definitely.
And they're Christmas hats and
Great.
messages in here.
Aw.
And I've been doing this now for several years, and I figured it would be convenient if I brought it today.
Sure.
Save me a trip going over there.
Oh, thank you so much. These are such a wonderful gift, and they will make a
Yeah.
big difference for people this winter.
Is there anything in particular that you need this month besides money, of course?
One other thing that we are giving away a lot of right now, and that is hard to get a hold of this year is adult-sized coats. And those we can take secondhand. So if anyone is going through a closet or looking to just pass on some gently used adult-sized coats, we would love to.
Oh, I bet you're going to get
We would love to take
lot.
those and pass them on to people in need.
very good. So
Okay.
male or female, it doesn't matter.
Either one. We've received many donations of children's coats, which is great,
Mhm.
and they are being distributed. But we also need adult sizes.
Well, thank
that
you
would be a
for
blessing.
getting that information out.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll get inundated with coats now.
Wonderful.
Wouldn't that be wonderful?
That would be
That
such
would
a
be.
blessing.
Well, thank you again.
Thanks, Janice.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing the cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, ding dong.
Beautiful. Thank you, Philip. Philip is a referral from Michael Emery of the Schenectady Symphony Orchestra. Michael is the concert master, and I had spoken to Michael, and he spoke highly of Philip, so I can see why. I hope you enjoyed that. Here's a reading on O Christmas Tree. Ancient Romans were the first to decorate trees with small pieces of metal during the winter festival. The oldest record of a decorated Christmas tree with paper roses, apples, and candies came from a 1605 diary found in Strasbourg, France. In America, Christmas trees were introduced in the early 1800s, but it wasn't until 1842 in Williamsburg, Virginia, that they became fashionable. Today, more than 30 million live Christmas trees are sold each year, and more than 70 million trees will be planted. Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Your boughs are green in summer's glow, they do not fade in winter's snow. Oh, Christmas tree, you stand in verdant beauty. Here's some interesting trivia on snowmen. Of course, no one knows for sure who built the first snowman, since evidence just melts away. But there are renderings of snowmen-like figures dating back to the Middle Ages. By the Victorian era, the snowman has become a popular symbol with paintings, greeting cards, and ads all featuring our snowy friend. But its true glory days began in 1950 when Gene Autry recorded his hit, Frosty the Snowman. Since then, Frosty's story has been told in books and films, and he's appeared on toys and collectibles. The image of a snowman is one of the most heartwarming symbols of the holidays. I hope you enjoyed that little bit of information. A holiday tradition in Schenectady is to have the holiday parade, and it was on before Thanksgiving. I missed it because I was running a fundraiser for my organization Store Made at the new Retro 50s Diner in Scotia. But I understand it was a very interesting parade and quite different. And this is a little article that was in the Spotlight. It's a paper that comes to a lot of people in Schenectady, and I wanted to read you what they said. The 45th Annual Gazette Holiday Parade on Saturday, November 17th, transformed State Street in downtown Schenectady into a magical and mythical scene during the 2-hour parade. This year's theme, Magic and Myths, had floats showcasing a wide range of sights from zombies to Harry Potter, with some traditional Christmas characters for good measure. Kathy Sheehan, owner of the Costumer, served as Grand Marshal of the parade. More than 100 local organizations participated with floats, with dance troupes, marchers, and bands. The parade, sponsored by the Chamber of Schenectady County, was estimated to have attracted around 15,000 people, according to county officials. Now, my next guests are Lieutenant Colette Martin to my left and Senior Airman Carl Williams of the 109th Airlift Wing, also known as the Stratton Air National Guard Base. Well, hello.
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 How are you? And thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, I met one of your comrades recently in Scotia, and because of that, you're here today. So what would you like to tell our audience about what's going on at the air base?
Well, I mean, this is a holiday show, so I figured we would tell you a little bit about our involvement with the Schenectady County area during the holiday season. And you just mentioned a little bit about the Schenectady Holiday Parade. And that's one of the things that each year, I know we have a long history in participating in the parade, really helping with the organization of the floats. So those who are on the street level watching the parade go by, you don't really see us too much, but we're back in the staging area just helping to arrange the floats and making sure everybody gets in order and they know where their place marker really is, and then just getting the whole parade off and running. That's what we do. We stand around in big orange vests and really direct traffic.
Now, you do that every year?
Yes, we do.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's one of our primary holiday roles. That one's a fun one. And we really just encourage volunteerism. And I brought Senior Airman Williams with me because he's an excellent example of all those things that we try to teach our younger airmen to really get involved in community activities. And he can tell you some of the things that he's been doing lately.
I asked for someone like you,
Oh.
so I'm so really glad that you're here today.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be here. But growing up in Schenectady, very familiar of one of your last guests, who was the director of the city mission here. I volunteered there. It's giving back to your community, and that's something that I've taken to heart based on just some of the teachings my parents have bestowed upon me. But I am a member of our base honor guard team, and throughout the years, I believe we created that team in 1998 at Stratton, and it's pretty much the Air Force's face. We try to show ourselves more around military honors, but we've been known to come out of the woodwork and post colors at some of the schools, and just let everyone know that as the Air Force, we're serious all the time, but we're also personable. And our last colors arrangements was actually at the Duanesburg Elementary School, where we assisted the faculty with letting the younger kids know about the military, and we did a brief flag presentation, the folding of it. So,
Well, you have to be an inspiration to the young people. I hear you're a member of the Honor Guard.
yes, ma'am.
Yes. And what does that entail?
like I was saying before, it's just we're that last face the family sees after their loved one who served in the military passes on, and we're very crisp. We have our honor guard creed, which pretty much talks about the dedication that members had and how we're helping them transition onto the next life, and that's when the family really sees that military camaraderie that is present. And though that member might not talk about it a lot at home, their family sees their second family as they're passing on. So it's just another thank you for your service. Then we have not forgotten if you just served for 2 years in World War II or if you died in combat. Your service is always remembered.
Wow. Now, you were born and raised here in this area?
Not raised. To me, a few New Yorkers might hit me, but I was born in Jersey. But I was a military brat, traveled all up and down the East Coast. But I've been here for about 6 years, so I consider myself a Schenectadian.
A Schenectadian?
Yep.
Then how about you, Colette?
I was born up in Greenfield, so right outside of Saratoga, a little bit to the northwest. And so I'm definitely local to the area, and I've been working at Stratton for about, well, really for almost 12 years, on and off as a guardsman and now as a full-time person.
Now, you were down in New York for Sandy, is that correct?
I wasn't. I actually
You
didn't
weren't.
deploy for that. But that's, yeah, I mean, this past month has been actually a pretty busy time for us. One of the key missions for the base is to participate in disaster relief if anything were to ever happen. And actually lately we've had a couple. So last year was Hurricane Irene, and then this year was Hurricane Sandy. And we were actually just practicing in September for what if scenarios, and then here it comes. And it's always a challenge because we're practicing for it, but there's always something new that's thrown into the mix that we're not sure, you know, what's different about this one. The flooding of the subways was a thing that we couldn't have really anticipated 100%. Whereas like last year it was the flooding out in the Cobleskill area and that region. In Schoharie, yep.
Greene County.
Yep. But our members will do anything from handing out meals and water and creating these pods. It's just points of distribution so that people can come and get services, and they know in that area where there's all this wreckage, they can come and get just the basics, and then perhaps, you know, reaching out for additional assistance, like just the debris that was in the area. And yeah, it becomes kind of a fun thing for us because when you volunteer for something like that, you never really know what you're going to have to do. It could be driving a Humvee, it could be moving logs, it could be putting up a tent, it could be handing out water, it could be just really anything that is needed at that point.
So you do all those functions?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Once we're deployed on state emergency relief.
Now, are there still members down there from the
Not
109th?
Not our members.
No.
Our members are luckily back in the area. They spent about 2 weeks total for most of them, and we had around 100 people or so that kind of came and went, and some of them were there for almost the full 2 weeks, and some were. You know, we tried to get them back as soon as we could when we knew that things were stabilized, and really letting the local communities help themselves. Like, we're there to back them up, but then usually they kind of get on their feet and then they want to charge forward and do what they know that they can do. So.
Now, how long have you been with the service total years?
Almost 13.
Wow.
Yep.
And how about you, Carl?
3.
3?
Yep, but I'm planning on doing my 20 years here, so making a
Really?
career out of it.
Wow. Now, how many are there out there at the base?
We
Total.
have nearly over 1,200 people, and about
Wow.
700 are part-time. So what's unique about the National Guard is it's just you know, you hear the commercials, the 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year. But in order to make sure that those people are trained, and because they could be firefighters, teachers, they could be a businessman in the local area. It could really be anybody who's a member of the Guard, and then full-time members like ourselves are there to make sure that when they come in for their training, to get them ready with the basics in case we need them for state relief, or in case we need them for a federal mission, which is the
Sure.
other side of what we do, which is the Operation Deep Freeze, where we have, because we do have airplanes that go down to Antarctica and fly up to Greenland.
I've read about that.
Yes.
That's interesting. And you airlifted someone that was ill back.
Yeah, that was about
medical treatment.
1999, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was a doctor at the South Pole Station, and she came down with breast cancer, and she had to be airlifted out earlier than was typically normal for the season. It just becomes really dangerous when the temperatures are extremely low to fly into the area. So we went a couple weeks ahead of schedule and got her out of there as quick as we could.
Is she still with us?
She actually did pass away, I believe it was
Oh.
a year or two ago.
Wow. What about what you're doing during the holidays? Are you doing something for
Oh, yes.
children? Huh? I thought you told me that.
We try to, the holiday season is really fun for us because we try to keep ourselves involved with community service throughout the year. But the holidays are great. We do the Summit Towers Thanksgiving meal delivery. I think we've done the same spot for almost 20 years.
And now that's
And-
over on Nut Terrace, right?
Yes, it's right off of right, or is it Albany Street? I think it just kind of turns into Albany Street and then,
Okay.
but yeah, almost straight off of Knott Terrace. Yeah. So that apartment building, we've always said we'll definitely take care of that one. We'll deliver all the Thanksgiving meals to that location. I believe there were 67 delivered this year.
Wow.
And again, the Schenectady Holiday Parade coming up in December. We do the Salvation Army food distribution.
Oh.
And with that, we go to the regional food bank and just get the supplies. We bring it over to the Salvation Army on Central Avenue, and then we help to divide it up and just really help them kind of set up so that when the families come in to pick up the items for their Christmas dinner.
Oh, so they're picked up there. Is that the central location for the Salvation Army?
Yes. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Because they have a place on Lafayette Street in downtown Schenectady.
Or maybe that's the one. I'm trying to remember which one it was.
But there is one in Central. I mean, it's more of a thrift shop there.
Maybe I
so
must
maybe
have,
there's
yeah.
another one besides that.
Maybe your address is more correct. Yeah. I know we get the food and we bring it. Yeah, we
Yeah,
bring it
I
to
know
the
on
address.
Lafayette they do food because I've been there and I am aware of that. 7 days a week, I believe they do that. Well, you're such an example to everyone, and I'm so happy that you're here today. I have a military poem that I wanted to read. In the past, I've had veterans groups on, and it's the first I've had you on, and I'm honored, and I think we all are. This is called Honor Our Military. Let's honor our military, the men and women who serve, whose dedication to our country does not falter, halt, or swerve. Let's respect them for their courage. They're ready to do what's right, to keep America safe so we can sleep better at night. Let's support and defend our soldiers, whose hardships are brutal and cruel, whose discipline we can't imagine, who follow each order and rule. Here's to those who choose to be warriors and their helpers, good and true. They're fighting for American values. They're fighting for me and you. And this poem is by Joanna Fuchs. And I thank you again for coming today. I hope you'll stay for some refreshments. I'm Janice Thompson, and you are watching my Christmas show. This is my 14th Christmas show, and I'm so glad you're with us today. Stay tuned.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing the cheer to young and old, meek and the bold, ding dong ding dong.
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthem autumn sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste, to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh. Come, pleasant King, to own him, the King of kings, salvation brings. Let loving hearts enthrone him. Raise, raise the song on high. The Virgin sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary. Thank you, Philip. This is Father Colino. Hello, Father.
Hi, Janice.
Glad that you're here today.
Thank you for having me.
I just asked you on the break, is this a busy time of year for you? And you said it's always busy, and you have 2 parishes that you're running.
Yes, St. John the Evangelist and St. Anthony's, and I've been privileged to be fire chaplain for the city for more than 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So I do a little bit of ministry to the women and men of the fire department.
So how many hours would you say you work a week, if you want to call it work, I guess?
Well, I've never counted, but my day starts around 5 in the morning. I just sleep a few hours, I'd say, and except for meals, of course, pretty much ends between 8 and 9:30 at night most days. A little bit busier on the weekends, and of course we have our many other sacraments other than weekend masses. We have a large number, unfortunate funerals in both parishes, aging population.
Definitely.
Yeah.
In Schenectady.
Right. And many sick to visit in the hospitals every week.
Sure.
So for
Wow.
me in the priesthood, the hours go by like minutes, the minutes go by like seconds, and it's kind of fun actually.
Well, I'm really happy that when I called you to see if you'd come on, you didn't hesitate, and you were glad to be here today. So
Thank you.
we're so happy to have you. So December isn't going to be any busier than normal?
Well, you have the preparation for the Christmas liturgies at both parishes, and we have them numerous ones, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and we actually have a Mass at St. John's on Christmas night. I've been doing that for many years. I think it's the only one in the parish, I'm not sure. And as Liz mentioned so well before, and Colette, the holidays are difficult times. There's more despondency than normal, a lot of sadness, particularly we try to be sensitive to and I always make it, and every major holiday like Christmas or Easter, at the end of Mass, I make a statement about what is to be the happiest time of the year is often the saddest, and people miss their relatives who are deceased and the anniversaries, and so it becomes more trying. So we try our best, as so many people in the community do, to reach out to people as best we can. We can't fix all the problems of the community of the world, but we try.
Well, I'm sure it's quite an undertaking with 2 parishes now. You've had the 2 for
Well, I've been
a
at
while.
St. John's. I began my 11th year in June. St. Anthony's my 4th. However, I was pastor there before, from 1989 to 96. So combined, I've been 10 years at St. John's, but 11 years already at St. Anthony's.
Wow.
And one of the things I enjoy very much doing on the major holidays is to visit the 4 fire stations in the city, and I always look forward to that. It's hard for the firefighters to be separated from their families, but they do it with such commitment and dedication and such good cheer. It's always very heartening for me to do that.
A little change of pace for you too,
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I know the route geographically, which is the one that you go to the circle. So.
Wow. Now, I know St. Anthony's because I've often gone to the midnight mass. Will you be having the midnight mass
Actually, this year we're changing it for the first time. The crowd seems as though the later we go into the evening, the less people come. It's been more and more declining. So what we're going to do is keep the 10 o'clock at St. John's, and we're going to experiment this year with an 8 p.m. at St. Anthony's.
Oh.
And we have used to have a 7:30 at St. John's, but we saw many people from St. Anthony's there. We thought it might be nice for them to have the opportunity to worship in their home parish, although we do a lot together at parish. So this year we're changing it. We have 2 4 o'clock children's mass, one in each place. Then we're going to go 7 o'clock this year, Christmas Eve, at St. John's, 8 o'clock at St. Anthony's, and then 10 o'clock at St. John's for the vigil. On Christmas Day, the crowds are notably down in recent decades. Actually, most people go to the vigil, so we have 2 9:30 masses at each church, and then I have the 11:30 Spanish Mass at St. Anthony's. Then I'll come back for a 7:30 Mass at St. John's. But I have people like Father Jeff Larsh, who's been very faithful for many years, from the Las Letrine in Altamont, who is so generous with his time. And I have retired priests like Father John Facci, Father John Walsh, and Father Erwin Schweigart, Father Leo Markert, Father John Hunter, and others who are so generous with their time and so available and so easy to work with and so supportive of me. So I feel like I'm a very, very lucky priest to have the assistance.
Now, do they come just during Christmas
Oh,
time,
no,
or do they
they're-
come all year round?
all year round and are so willing to help with weddings and funerals and anytime there's a need. And I just pick up the phone and they're there. They're just great fellows to work with, and so I feel very blessed.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, I heard, and I haven't verified it with you, didn't you go to Italy?
I did. I was in Rome for the canonization of 7 saints, one of them from nearby Orsville, originally St. Caterina Tecaquitha. And Bishop Hubbard was there, and about 20 other priests from the Albany Diocese were there. And it was quite an experience.
Oh, it must have been
Yeah.
fabulous.
I got like 7 or 8 feet from His Holiness Pope Benedict XVI,
Oh.
and I took a picture of him. I have on my cell phone. I actually got I got eye contact with him, and of course he sees the collar very quickly in the crowd and smiled at me and blessed me. And that happened exactly 5 years ago rather, when Father Carl Urban from the Church of St. Adalbert's and I went over for the beatification of Mother Celine Borzenka. We sat about the same place where I was sitting, and the Pope looked at the two of us with our clerical garb on, and we both spontaneously blew a kiss at him, and he smiled and gave us 2 blessings, one for each of us. So it was a wonderful feeling.
Now, how long were you there this last time?
I was there 2 weeks. 1 week was down by Naples, where I have priest friends, and the other 10 days was up in Rome, where I have a classmate. We've been friends for many years. He's an Augustinian father, and his monastery is the closest to St. Peter's Square. The closest, like 60 feet from St. Peter's Square. So I have an inn when I go to Rome. I get to stay with him, so it's pretty convenient.
It's wonderful. I've been to Rome, and it's a fabulous place to visit. Well, you are in a good place here today because you're our last guest on the show, and I certainly wanted to bring in the religious aspect of the holiday because it's often overlooked. It should not be overlooked because that's the reason for the season is Christ.
And every person before me touched on the religious dimension in some way. You're singing, and the people from the military, from the city mission, everyone included the notion of the divine in life and in the goodness of people, people's hearts. And for me, like all of us watching this, it is so rewarding and so moving to see the goodness of people, not just at the holidays, but all year, because without people, without the goodness, we have no faith communities.
I agree, and I feel Schenectady is a very generous community. I run a nonprofit. I put in, it's not unusual for me to put in 40 hours a week, and I have found that our areas rise to the occasion. And
I mentioned to Liz at the break that we, every year we have Thanksgiving, we have a special collection for the hungry, food and money. So we send it to different places, and this year I said to the meeting ahead of time, I'd like to send to the city mission. They're fine. I have known the executive director, Mike Scotia, for many years, and his family, and I have the greatest admiration for Mike and the work he does, and so many good things that happen from the mission. And I was mentioning to Liz way back when I was pastor at Our Lady Queen of Peace, and then it was Our Lady of Assumption. I did a men's group, I think it was once a month or once a week, and then I was for a short time on the board of City Mission. So it's a wonderful organization. We're certainly blessed to have it.
I don't know if there's another organization like it in the United States. I know Albany has a mission, but it seems like the Schenectady mission gets a lot of attention. I didn't ask Liz that when she was here earlier, but
I think I'm partial to Mike because he said my great admiration, but I'm sure there's many a city mission in the country would love to have Mike Sikoshis.
I bet.
We imprison him. We don't.
And
Liz
too.
We're not going to let him go. Right, correct.
Yes.
So we want to keep them all in chains. Spiritual chains.
Yes, only figuratively speaking.
Right.
Certainly, that's for sure. Well, bless you for being here today.
Thank you so much,
and
Janice, for asking me.
I know you have to run. Take something with you so you have some nourishment.
Thanks.
The rest of your evening, and hopefully you could come back another time.
It'd be my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing the cheer to young and old, meek and the bold, ding dong ding dong.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exultation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Thank you, Philip. We're coming to the end of our show today, my Christmas show. I'm so glad you tuned in. It'll be shown several times during December. on Channel 16. So tell your friends about us. You can, if you live in Schenectady County, you can get it on your cable television. And I wanted to thank Byron here, Cortez, for joining us to close our show. And that sounds really nice, Byron, the background. I appreciate that. We're going to close with Silent Night.
Silent night,
holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
silent night,
Holy night,
shepherds quake
at the sight,
glory stream from
heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Okay. Thank you again. We're going to end with a traditional Latino song that you're all familiar with, and Byron is from Ecuador, right? And he's lived here several years now. I think you told me about 12, is that
12,
right?
yeah.
So we're really happy that he could be with us today to end our show.
Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. We wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad,
Feliz Navidad, próspero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my